Okay, when evaluating a concept or idea to see if it's a valid opportunity that you want to exploit, one part of that is the operational considerations and the things that you should review or evaluate to determine whether there's operational capacity or your ability to operationally achieve your objectives, that you can undertake the operations necessary to achieve the desired value amount or type of value. Okay, so what are the different aspects you want to look at operationally? Well, one is location. Where's your operations located versus where the customers are located, and how will this affect things? This is true for both products and service businesses. In the product business, you may look to logistic chains and things like that as to how you would deliver that product or service. But on the product side, the manufacturing aspect of it, how are you going to develop that product and then ultimately get that product to the customers where they are? Services, the same thing. Where are the customers that you seek to provide services to? Where is your talent, the individual service providers that is going to deliver that value, and how are you going to bring those two together? Think about the issues seen by the consulting industry, that so many professionals, consultants live in large areas or wish to live in large areas. They don't particularly wish to live in locations where the manufacturing hub is. They don't want to live in Minneapolis or Arkansas or someplace like that where a large consulting client is. Rather, they live in large metro hubs and they fly out every morning and come back every Thursday or Friday from spending the week at the client site. So again, that's a location and operation consideration for how you're going to deliver that service to the end customer, end user. So all of these are aspects. Your actual raw materials for delivering that service or that product to individuals. With products, it's more obvious what supply material are you going to need to manufacture, or in this way, you may be able to tool an injection molding in China or Vietnam, but you cannot get the plastic or rubber components in that part of the country. So you have to undertake the logistics to get it shipped there, to get it injection molded, and then the logistics aspect to get it brought to the United States. Perhaps you want to manufacture internally, and if that's here in the United States. What specific raw materials you're going to need, how are you going to get them, what are the requirements, etc. Okay, what processes do you need to follow to actually bring that product or service to the end user? And this is more than logistics. This is everything from packaging requirements to instructions to training for your personnel, your sales force, your marketing team, etc. And every business is different, so I have to just give generalities here. How does that product or service go from the creation point to the delivery point? What processes, what individual steps, right? It could be linear 1, 2, 3, 4 steps, or it could be a decision tree. Well, this needs to be laid out, especially if you're going to have to train others on this process, and you're all going to have to be on the same page about how you're going to deliver this value proposition from point A to point B, B being the end user. Okay, and then what are your equipment or other capital needs, right? Physical equipment, that's obvious. What are you going to need to buy? That's part of your startup costs associated with the business plan. What are you going to have to acquire? This could even include talent. Again, what individuals are you going to need to man your given level of machinery, equipment, etc., to undertake operations, right? Whether it's the individuals actually delivering the value or whether it's the internal folks. So it's the human resources and the physical resources that you're going to need. And then again, back to your distribution channels. You will need some alternative distribution channels. Will you do drop shipment for your product? Will you also do direct fulfillment? Will you go through third-party big box retailers to deliver your product? Will you go wholesale route? Any of these are viable options for distribution channels, and you're going to have to come up with some level of plan for how you're going to accommodate each of those. Don't rest on your laurels that a single distribution method is going to be sufficient. So if you look at these all together, distribution channels, equipment, raw material, processes, and location, then you have the basics to examine the concept behind your product or service or idea and see what it's going to take to actually exploit that idea and deliver the necessary value to the end customer. Okay.